From South Carolina. So I am very excited to be here. I met Jacoba on Facebook, so Facebook is good for something. And we met and our spirits connected. We inboxed and we shared our stories, and God has really, really been awesome. The reason I'm here is really to build confidence. And the reason why I say that is because in 2011, I remember sitting in the parking lot, crying my eyes out, and I'm very spiritual. I'm a pew baby, you know. I grew up in the church, and we didn't miss church unless it snowed, so it didn't snow that much in South Carolina. So I remember sitting in the parking lot, and I kept crying. I was going through, I don't know what it was. It was between emotional separation and actual marital separation, so I was crossed in between the limbo and everything. And I remember I was sitting there and I was crying. I said, God, what do you want? I can't take it. And I was expecting some biblical, scripture to come down like a tsunami and just sweep me on my feet and I'd be laid out in the parking lot. And he said, trust me. And I'm just like, but I am. He said, no, with everything. And for me, everything meant my confidence issues, my self-esteem, as well as trusting him with my life. And when I say that, it's because since age 4, I was diagnosed with alopecia, and alopecia is basically an autoimmune system deficiency that basically where the white blood cells attack your hair follicles and say, let's have a party and let's fall out. So I've been like that since age 4. And I remember wearing the wigs, and I always, jokingly now, I call Orientals my cousin because I feel that we have such a close relationship. Everything being made in Japan or China, So I always jokingly say that, oh, those are my cousins. They be like, oh, okay. I'm just like, yeah, you don't know the relationship. But I remember always wearing, 1B or number 1 with the wigs and looking like a little China doll. And of course, I was lighter then, so I didn't like outside. And I still don't, yeah. Nevertheless, having alopecia at such a young age and growing up in the South, you already have the different stigma as it relates to your skin color, your hair texture, who your mama is, and all this other stuff. And it catapulted into my adulthood. So now you have this adult woman who is struggling with childlike issues. And sitting in the parking lot, I'm just like, okay, God, you want me to go back how far? You want me to do what? And I never forget the first time that I actually came out on Facebook with the whole alopecia thing. I just like, okay. I'm like, well, if you want me to do this, you're going to have to give me some courage because it's going to be like, let's go. And every now and then I get like that, my heart be fluttering, my stomach be hurting. I'm just like, okay, God, let's go. You called me, so let's go. And even as a minister, I watched my ministry grow because of the confidence that God has embodied in me, and in my spirit, and in my wisdom. I watched my ministry grow by leaps and bounds. Last year, this time, I was contemplating on what wig I was wearing and, how much money I was going to budget because I used to go in the store, and my minimum purchase would be $400 at the minimum because having alopecia, there is really no limit because you want your hair to look real. You don't want, anything too shiny, too fake looking. You want it to look natural. So me going in the store purchasing wigs, $300-400, and then she'll get me. She said, "Oh, we have a sale." I'm just like, "You are the devil." So I was always going through that. And when I actually stepped out on faith and trusted God to do what He asked me to do, which was post my pictures, start a support group for alopecia, I never knew the impact. Not just with women who had alopecia, but just women that were dealing with confidence issues, women that just needed to hear a positive word. Because